Hello everybody and welcome to Erndale's. My name is Dale and I'm coming to you from Western Manitoba, Canada. So, fall I think might have arrived here. It's gotten quite a bit cooler than it was before. Monday was still quite a hot day. I think it was in the 30s. And then we had a storm and then it got cool and I think fall is here. Yes! Anyway, look what I'm wearing. It's finished, it's done, and it's wonderful. I'll show it to you in a little bit, but first I just wanted to have a little talk. So it's been kind of a busy week. I've gotten into a few things up here. Finally, I'm getting some studio time again. Gary continues to improve, which I'm so thankful for. And I'm being able to be up and doing some work up in the studio. So I have been working on a couple of secret projects, which I'll unsecret in a minute. And what else have I been up to? Gee, I don't know. I guess you'll have to just watch the video and see. I finished this week, and I am almost finished my rose petal afghan. I think I've only got 2 more colors to repeat, and then it's done. So that's another big project off my list of things to catch up on. I did go kind of drawer dumping through my drawers up here to see what I could find that needed to be done. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of projects up here sitting, waiting just for a little bit of work here and there. I did start my next little painting book, which is going to be doors. I'm painting doors. Sounds crazy, but that's what I'm doing. I have a list, actually, of things I want to paint. And I'll tell you that. It's doors. I want to paint barns. I want to paint flowers, of course. I want to paint birds. What else was on the list? There was about 8 or 9 things. And I'm going to stick with the little books for right now, just because it's something that's fast and easy for me to do, but it's still getting me to do a little bit of painting every day. So I'm making those little books every day, and each one is going to have a different theme. So doors it is next. And I haven't been out in the garden. It's been kind of damp out there, and now it's a little bit cold, but as soon as it dries up, I'll go out and I'm going to start taking things out of the garden. Vegetables, that kind of thing. There's a lot to do out there. There really is, but I really have lost my gardening mojo thanks to this crazy summer that we had. But hopefully, once the weather settles a little bit and we get into some nicer fall weather, then I will go out there. So I'll show you a few clips on what I've started and some of the things that I am hoping to work on, and some things that I hope I can get finished. Christmas gifts are uppermost in my mind right now. I have plans to make all of my gifts as usual. I usually do. I have bought Jonathan one thing, but I always have made my Christmas gifts, and I just, anybody who gets gifts from me kind of expects that by now. So that's something that I'm really planning. And other than that, it's just every day as it usually is. So here is some of what I'm up to. But before I do that, I guess I better show you this, because I'm quite sure there's some of you who have wanted to see this finished, me included. So I've neglected to put the information about this shawl on my last videos. This is, now I forgot again. There's a Ravelry, the pattern's on Ravelry under Ophelia Talks, and this is the Agatha's Reading Shawl. I will put the information in the description below for this. And I gotta jig up my camera a little bit to show you the shawl. I got it the right length. I wanted it to be over my wrists, and it is. It's perfect. It's quite long, and it's so cuddly. And it's extremely comfortable. Turned out so nice. And it's a really nice weight. This is something that I think will be even useful in the summertime, you know, on a cool evening or something, because it's not super heavy like the other one is, because the other one I did in the called for something on my neighbor's house. Don't look, Dale. I did it in, I think it was worsted weight, which is what the pattern calls for, but this one is fingering weight, and it's a lot thinner and less heavy, but it's warmer because this is wool, and the other one was acrylic. So, yes, I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm going to be wearing this a lot. So, let's continue with the rest of the video. I just want to say a welcome to everybody who's new. Don't forget to join me by clicking on the subscribe button and leave me comments and give me some likes. That always helps the channel to grow. And I will see you on the next one. So I thought I would share some of my projects, secret projects that I'm working on. I haven't really shared this one at all, I don't think. As you know, or may not know, my husband is a pastor, and so he redid his office early this spring, right after Christmas. He renovated his office, and he has nothing on the walls yet. So I came up with an idea for a couple of things for his wall. This is one, and this looks pretty weird, doesn't it? So this is just an art canvas board thing that you can buy at the dollar store or anywhere. And I brushed it with watercolor paints, just anything, just cleaning off the brush, sort of rainbowishy colors, but not really. And now what I'm doing is I've been saving tea bags, and I've been opening them up like this, emptying them out and opening them up. And these are the ones that have the strings, not the square ones without the strings. These are the ones that, the little pouch type ones. And I am decoupaging them on top of this board now, sort of creating a window effect. In fact, it is sort of looking like a window effect. That's what I'm going for, but loosely, very loosely window effect. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm just decoupaging this on using my own decoupage mixture of white glue and water, and it dries clear and it's permanent. It's like Mod Podge, really. That's what I use instead of Mod Podge. Years ago I would buy Mod Podge, but I quit because I can make it. So that's what this is. Now, in what's going on top of this keeps changing. I think I know what I'm going to do on top of here, and it's going to involve material, fabric, and paper. And I'll show you the fabric so far. So this is the fabric that I'm going to be using. I don't know if it's going to be this size, this wide, or anything, but this is the fabric. This is a piece that I tea and rust dyed. It's just a piece of cotton, an old bed sheet, and it's different on both sides, but I do like this side better. Now I don't know if I'm going to keep this width or not, but this is one of the pieces of fabric that I'm going to be using. This is some of the paper that I'm going to be using, and but I'm going to tea dye this first, though. It needs to be dingier, or I might actually, I have some red onion skins, I might actually dye it with that. I'll see. I've got lots of this, so I can sort of experiment. And then I'm going to stitch. Before I attach this object on here, I'm going to do a lot of fancy stitching. So this is going to be, hopefully, I'm going to get it finished for Christmas. It's going to be one of the Christmas presents I'm making him. And it's to be continued. I have a vision in my head. You know, it's one of these type of things where you have the vision in your head. If it's going to turn out anything like what's in my head, who knows? But I'm going to give it a whirl. So I'm not going to tell you what it is. You might be able to guess, and maybe you won't be able to guess, but I will share it with you as I go along with it. Maybe it'll end up in the garbage. I don't know. But I've started it, so we'll see how it goes. I have really been missing a longer slow stitch project. I have a bunch of little ones that I'm working on. I'm sort of working on those birds. I haven't done much. I have some little bookmarks that I'm working on, but I wanted something, not a yearly project, but something a little bit in between. And I was thinking about what I could start. And I've always wanted to do a scroll, but I've never ever done one. So I decided that I would start a scroll in honor of autumn. I love fall. It's my favorite time of year. And after the summer that we've had, I'm really looking forward to fall this year. It's also going to be a special fall for me. It's the fall of my 70th birthday, which is happening next month. So I decided I'm going to do a fall or autumnal scroll. So I just want to share with you some of the fabrics that I've chosen for my scroll. So here's a little clip about that. I have this fabric that it was in the same fabric vat when I tea dyed and rust dyed the other fabric that I showed you just a little while ago, and it turned out really pretty. So this was a piece that was given to me by my friend. It was actually embroidered. I think it was to be embroidered, a table runner or something, and somebody had actually started it. So you can actually see, maybe you can't, but I'll show you. See the stamp of whatever it was supposed to be. I think it was roses or something. Anyway, I've dyed it and I like it. So this is going to be my base. And I wanted something nice besides just a plain white sheet for my bottom cloth, because you're going to see it when you roll. You're going to see the bottom as well as the top. So I decided to go for this. So I've cut it in half. It was wider, like the other half was on here. And if I decide to make a really long scroll, I can add on the other piece on the bottom. So this is going to be the bottom, the base, or the back cloth. And I've been sort of choosing fabrics for the scroll itself. And I've just been kind of diving through my drawers of scraps. And I'll show you what I've sort of picked out to start with. Actually, I've got a lot here. So I'm just going to start with fabrics that I have picked out. So this is just a piece of, I think it was in one of those upholstery books, you know, with upholstery, but I have tea dyed it. It didn't take the tea very much. It has toned it down a bit. So that's that. These are all leftover pieces from my wonky wall hanging, and I don't think I used this one that much. I think I did, but not much. And this is just a salvage edge of something. This is another piece. All these I have dyed myself. So these will go nicely in that fall scroll. I've chosen a few pieces that are not cotton or linen. This is obviously polyester, but I love the color. So, you know, I might use a little snippet of it. I don't think I'm going to want to stitch through a big piece of this. Likewise this piece, but look at the color here. I mean, this has to go in there. This is a fall piece. And this is a little piece that was given to me. It actually used to be, I think it was a maple leaf in the shape of a maple leaf. This was from Aunt Margaret, but it's lovely fall colors. And then I have some, just an old curtain, which I have tea dyed. It was quite a bit more creamy. And just a piece of burgundy cotton. Again, another piece. This is cotton, I believe. Oh, it's even got a pin in it. Look at that. But I like the colors of it. It'll be nice because you'll see it'll turn darker when I put it on top of this darker fabric, so that'll be perfect. And just a couple of small little pieces. And again, this is another piece of polyester, but lovely colors. This is a very fine piece of cotton. It might even be silk. I'm not sure. I think it was from a scarf, so it could be silk. But it's a lovely fall-ish color. And then this too is, I'm pretty sure it's polyester. Either side of this would work nice. So then this week, I decided to do a little bit of tea dyeing and not echo printing, but I don't know what kind of printing you would call it, but I'll show you my results. So I tea dyed this. This is a, I don't know what this is, what kind of fabric, but when I tea dyed it was laying beside one of these other, and it took up the color from it, which I found kind of interesting. Was it this one? Yeah. It took up the color from this. It was laying on top of this, and it absorbed some of the color from this, which is really cool because this had no pattern on it at all. So yeah, it was like this in the tea, and it became patterned, which is great. So that one I showed you. This one is just a piece of, I didn't dye this. This is just a piece of upholstery fabric. I have used this in a lot of different projects, and I don't have very much of it left, but I do love it. It's so pretty. This was completely white, and it is gorgeous now. I love how it came out. You can see this pattern so much nicer now. So for sure I will put this in. This was actually, hold on, I gotta get a piece of what this looked like before. This is what it used to look like. You can see this, and this is the same. So this was tea and rust. It was in the same vat as this background fabric here. So look at that. What a difference. You can still see a little bit of the green and the yellow, but I just love this now. This is gorgeous. I'm going to do this again with a bunch more of this because I just did this one little piece. But yeah, I love how that turned out. And this is a piece, I think I tea dyed this a few years ago or last year. And then I decided, oh no, I got some more tea dyed ones. This was tea dyed. This was white. It also is a polyester, but it might be okay. And I tea dyed this. This was a very, I can't remember what color exactly this was, but it's a nice color now. It's not so bright. I tea dyed this. It did not really do much, but it'll go in my thing. I tea dyed this. Now this turned out really nice. I have another piece of this here to show you what it used to look like. This is what it was, and that's what it became. Isn't it gorgeous? It just softens it somehow. This I find kind of glaring. I mean, it's fine if I'm using this on those birds that I am working on, which I haven't done anything with. But now this is much nicer. And I tea-dyed this little piece. It too was very white and pastel-y. And then this is an older piece that I've done. This was tea-dyed with rust, but not much rust in this one. So then this week, when I was doing some of the tea dyeing on some of these other things, I decided to do some printing. And I have a bunch of acrylic paint, and I decided to try it with that. So what I did was I got some flowers from the garden, and I got a board, because I don't have a jelly print thing. I just got a piece of plywood, and I do have rollers. So I rolled, I'll find a good one. I rolled some paint on a tray, and then I put my fabric on the board. I put the flower or whatever, and I rolled the ink on it, and I put it on there, and then I put a piece of paper over top, and then I rolled it again. And so I made some prints. Now, after these dried, I heat set them with just some parchment paper and the iron. So they are, I'm pretty sure they're permanent. These are going to be in a scroll. I would not use these in something that was going to be washed, because I don't know if they're steadfast enough for that. But I like what I got out of this. This was just an experiment. I was just playing around. So I got some really nice pieces. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So this one I did several times. First I did an orange something, and then I did a black something, and then I ended up with the red something. So there's 1 leaf, 2 leaves, 3 leaves. I just layered it piece by piece. Here's another one. This one actually had way too much paint in it, but for a scroll, it'll be fine. Where's the rest of them? This one here, I think, was the first one that I did, and it didn't turn out. I didn't have enough paint on it, but it's still something different. I like it. Another one where I put too much paint. I'm just using up old paint that I have. Half of it was dry in the bottle. Here's a nice one. This is a piece of my Russian sage, and this was a piece of our hedge, and I don't know what that was from. This was from one of the flowers in my pots. So yeah, it turned out good. Here's another one that I did like that. So I can use these in the scroll. These are going to be good, just for something different. Here's another one. I really like this, actually. This one was kind of blobby, but, you know. This was a leaf from my climbing beans. That's what that was from. And then I have a different leaf over top of it. This leaf was from sweet peas. It was 3 leaves from sweet peas. This one turned out too much ink on this side, but this side is better. So I can use that. And then this one, this is a piece of, I think it's polyester. It did not take it too well, but still there's a mark there, which I can use. And this one is something that I dyed when I did this darker one. This was a really pinky piece of fabric, and I like it now, so I'll be using that too. And this is an older piece that I've had. I think I did this a few years ago. This is a piece of linen or damask. I don't know what it is. It was an old linen type tablecloth that I did. I think maybe this might have been the very first tea and rust dust dyeing that I did a couple of years ago. So all of this is going to be the fabrics that I'm going to be using on my scroll. So I'm very happy to start this. I'm going to just be selecting and placing my fabrics on my scroll, and I think this is going to be a nice fall project. I'm not going to be rushing it. I'm just going to slowly do it, take my time, and really, really enjoy having another little stitch to do. Now, I don't have a scroll to put this on. I'm going to have to make something. I do have a dowel that I can cut. I'll figure something, or maybe I'll just go get a stick. I have a lot of really pretty sticks out in the yard that I could use. I have some maple, so I could make my own little scroll out of that. So that is a project that I am going to start this week sometime, and I'll show you how it goes as it goes. And there's one more. Do you remember, I don't know when I did the video on this one, I was going to do a picture for my husband for his wall in his room, and I am going to still do it. However, I don't think I'm going to do it the way it was. I actually started this, and how I started it was with tiny little pieces of fabric, and I was just gluing them on, and I don't really think this is going to be the way that this is going to go. However, I'm going to leave those pieces on there because they might give the piece some depth. But now I think I'm going to use pen to sort of outline the piece, and then I am going to stitch it. And I'm going to do mostly seed stitch, I think. A lot of seed stitch. I think that might have an effect. And I might add some fabric here and there like this just to give it depth. But this one, I'm not going to rush it because it's going to take a long, long time. I mean, it would be wonderful if I had it done for Christmas, but it won't be. I'm pretty sure it won't be done for Christmas. It looks kind of goofy right now, but I know what it's supposed to look like. And it's one of those projects, it's sort of a Molly project, where it's going to take some time to get it where I want it. But I decided to put it in a hoop. That way, it's going to be easier to work on. If I'm going to be stitching it, for sure I'm going to have to use the hoop because it's going to need that kind of a tight stitch, I think. But anyway, I'm not worrying about this one right now. It's in the queue, but not in the immediate queue. If I kind of get some ideas, I might work on it, but I want to get the other one done first. I got the Autumn Just Cross Stitch book, and it's, for once, I've been pretty disappointed this year with these. I get these. I have a subscription, 3-year subscription, and I've had subscriptions on this magazine for years. And this year I have been really disappointed with most of the issues. The Halloween one was pretty good, but this one is actually really good. There's a lot of nice things in here, so I thought I'd just page through and show you what's in here. I love this little sampler. Come little leaves, said the wind one day, come over the meadow with me and play. Put on your dresses of red and gold, for summer is gone and the days grow cold. That's lovely. I love that. And a pillow, which is really pretty. Of course, to me, this is too white, but that's just me. But the rest of it, I love. Fall blocks, maybe. This is nice. These are cute on parchment paper, and I love working on parchment paper. I might make a few of these to hang in the kitchen for fall. I just think they're really adorable. There's the little acorns and the oak leaves. I think it's really cute, and I have some of those little pins So I might do a few of these because I have some parchment paper. This one's okay. It's a little so-so, but it's alright. I love this. Autumn Stitches. I might actually make that and hang it up here somewhere in my room. Some little sheep, some scissors. Now, this is something I wanted to show you. I have actually never done one of these mystery stitches in the books. Every year there's one or two of these mystery stitches. And so, you know, one month they'll give you a portion and then the next month another portion. And I've been tempted, but this time, this one I think I would really love to do because it's Nature's Journey and it has all kinds of little critters and it's got a lot of botanicals, and I think this would be something that I would really love to do. However, I see a big problem right off the hop, and this is me. Well, I guess you could start this one in the middle. I always like to start and work this part of a thing first. That's just how I've always done counter cross stitch. I've started at the middle, but I've always worked this center part right here. So I guess I'd have to just suck it up and start at the center and work this way. It would seem odd to me. And the other reason I do it that way is I never ever follow the measurements of what they say, because I used to do that and you waste so much fabric that way. And the other thing is this calls for 28 count. Well, I'm not doing it on 28 count. I'm going to be doing it on Aida. 28 count is 16 Aida. So my size will be different. It says full design is 18 by 14. Sorry, I don't have the right glasses on. So I'd have to figure out how much fabric, because I don't want a bunch of waste fabric down here or up there, you know, type of thing. But I actually think I might give this one a go. I have some 16 count Aida, and I will dye it sort of a nice color like this, greenish color. And maybe I'll start it and see where it goes. But I just think this one is going to be really cute. Called Nature's Journey. That's cute. Mini sampler series, autumn. So they've had spring, summer, and winter is coming. That might be a cute idea. But I'm not crazy about spring and summer. I actually do like winter. And there's some nice articles in here, which is something that's interesting. I like this. Hope is the thing with feathers. Isn't that the truth? I really do believe that. This is cute. Fly again. And I love the little fox. I mean, I have done that other fox that I just love so much, but for some reason I'm really attracted to foxes, and I think that is so cute. I like this too. Birds in Fall. Now this is something that, oh my gosh, I love this. Excuse me, the bird feeder is empty. And I was thinking, I wish I knew somebody who had a cabin, a cottage. I mean, this is perfect for inside of a cottage. Alice, are you watching? Wouldn't this be cute in your place out at the lake? Oh my gosh. I just think this is adorable. Oh, I want to make it, but I have no place to hang something like that, really. I mean, I guess I could put it in the kitchen, but really. I just think it is so sweet. Okay. This is the strangest looking pumpkin I have ever seen. I like the idea of the grateful, joyful, gratitude, and all of that, but I don't like the shape of that pumpkin. Joyful, blessed, grateful, thankful. This is pretty. I like this. Season of Thanks. This is lovely too. Bounty Blessings. That is adorable. And that's weird. It's cute, but it's kind of weird. We Come in Peace. I don't know. I'm not into aliens myself. I love, 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 love this. Back in the day, when I was young, well, I still do love hot air balloons. I had hot air balloon collection like you would not believe. And one time I was in Edmonton visiting my brother, and they had a hot air balloon festival of some sort, and my brother had a pool, and I was laying on my back in the pool, and I looked up, and all these hot air balloons were flying over. So I bugged my brother to follow them in the car. So we all piled in the car, and away we went. And so we watched them where they were coming down. We ended up at the end of their race. I think it was a race of some sort. And I'll never forget that. It was just to see all these balloons landing, and it was just glorious. Anyway, I am doing this one for sure. I even have some fabric like this that I dyed one time. I just love this. I just think this is so sweet, doing this one. It's a Halloween stitch, but yeah, I love it. This is a Folk Muzz holiday. Not really. I don't know, I guess maybe because this has such wonderful detail and this is so simple. I shy away from these. I like these kind of things because I've been cross-stitching all my life, and I love the detail and the back stitching and, all the outlining. That is me, where I know for a beginner cross-stitch person, this would be great. It'd be hard on black, though, if you haven't done black before. But this attracts me. I can't wait to start this. You'll be seeing that coming up, because I might start it after I finish this video. So yeah, all in all, it's a nice magazine. I was very happy with this one. I hope the Christmas one and the December one is going to be just as good, because this one is the best yet of this year anyway.